My name is Swati, and this application which I have created and the tutorial which I am going to present is about MeanStack. MeanStack Node.js is the backend of our application, and Express is the framework on which the node runs, and Angular is the front-end framework, and the Mongo is a database in which the data gets stored. For that, you should download Node.js and Mongo database first. Type Node.js in the Google and click the first link and select the particular link which is suited for your system. And to download Mongo database, type download Mongo database, click on the second link and select 64-bit, as my system is 64-bit with SLS support, and click download, and it will get downloaded and installed. You should add it into the environment variables, like in the path I have added the Node.js. Then to run the server, Mongo server, from the bin, go and type MongoD and click enter. The server will get started. And to connect to the database, you should type Mongo from bin, and it will get connected to the default database, which is test, and we should switch to our database, which is use API, and you will get connected to the database. And the collection, my collection I have created is users db.users.find. This is the data I have inserted in the database, and these are full name, email and address. The left hand side fields are the keys and right hand side are the value, and every field you insert into the database, it will be created with a unique ID, and which is called an object ID. My code is placed in the sample app, and I'll open the server.js to see my code. To install, we need to install Express also. For that, you should type npm space install space Express and click enter in the command prompt from where you have your code written, and then you will have click enter, then Express will get installed, and then you should type npm space install space mongo.js and click enter, then mongo.js will also get installed. And we should add these lines for Mongo and Express. And for request, for few requests, for example requested body, for this it will not know where the request should get parsed. So for that I am adding this and this line. And for my application, I have allocated a port and named it port. Say it is the port which I have allocated is 3002. And the functions which I have defined in my application are get, post, delete, and it is according to the, okay, I'll explain this. Okay, get is getting the data from the database or finding it in the database. My collection is users, and console.log is nothing but we receive data from the database, and result.js is send data back to the controller, and the post is insert data into this collection and sending it to the controller, and this is removing the row according to the ID from the Mongo database. And if we want to find a particular row, we will find it according to the ID. And to find and modify any row, the code is this one, index.html. This is the HTML code which is there. And for Angular to run properly, I have given ng.app, and this is my app name. I have defined ng controller here, and I'll call this controller or use this controller name in the contact.controller. And I have given the code table specifications here, and these are the fields I have defined in my application. And actions is nothing but I have created few actions like add, update and clear, and for that I have defined the actions. in the browser, I'll have first line which will have few actions, that is add, update and clear, and for the rest of the lines I have defined only delete and edit. Okay, this is a special function in the Angular JS for which you can edit at a particular place. It is called something. ng model is a directive. You can bind the values of input field to variable created in the Angular. Coming to the controller. Controller is nothing but it controls the interaction between the view over the index and model, which manages our data. I have defined a script for the controller. This is the script I have defined for the controller in the Angular, and scope is an argument to put data from controller to the HTML, and HTTP will get contact list from the controller side, which will send request to the server, and from the server it will respond by getting back the data we want. And for the every action I have defined a refresh, so that it will get refreshed and updates the database. I have defined get, add contact, delete contact, edit contact. Now I will show the demo in the browser. I have defined 3002 localhost. This is the application which I have created, and I'll show you adding a row in the database. Bob, email is bob@gmail.com, mobile number and click add, and it will get added. I'll show you this view also, more tools and developer tools. Okay, and I'll also show you what is happening in the backend. So when I want to delete this, I'll just click this, and the particular object ID will get deleted, and here the ID which is getting deleted will be popped up. See, this ID got deleted from the database, and if I want to edit this row, I'll just give hi and click update, so it will get updated, and the ID of this is, let me see what is the ID, test7. okay, it is 3C, so the respective ID is edited. Thanks everybody for watching the tutorial. This is the application which I have created. Thank you.